At InXpress, we provide domestic and international express freight solutions and e-commerce services to small and medium-sized enterprises.
We're nimble and we're able to transition our franchisees into making and finding new customers with a telesales approach.
Absolutely. With InXpress Business Services being deemed essential by government agencies, it was pretty much business as usual for us. On the back of being an essential service, we experienced a large upswing in inquiries from candidates that viewed our business model as being resistant to events similar in nature to the COVID pandemic. So with people being confined to home and contemplating what their future held, they also contemplated what their career was. What appealed to them when searching for business opportunities was definitely the work from home aspect, the low overheads, and the low entry costs for joining InXpress. But the big thing was they didn't need experience in freight or logistics.
Our franchisees already work remotely. They can run their business from anywhere that they want. They could run it from a cafe, they could run it from a home office, or even they could run it from the dining table.
As far as supply side challenges are concerned, there were three main areas we focused on. Firstly, the significant reduction in passenger aircraft reduced capacity normally available for freight. Secondly, ocean freight cargo tended to move on air freight networks. Those air freight networks were challenged by the lack of passenger capacity, and air freight cargo, traditionally managed by freight forwarders, was being booked on express networks through companies like InXpress.
InXpress is well placed to support our customers. The last thing they need is another queue or an automated response. They need a point of contact who is bought into making sure the promise to their customers is delivered, and that's what we do.
Overall, the transport sector has been pretty buoyant during this period. We've seen a shift in delivery profiles from business addresses to personal addresses just on a short-term basis, and volumes have generally remained strong.
Like most businesses, we had to adjust all our training and onboarding procedures to suit this post-COVID environment. Our franchisees have had to pivot and resort to building their businesses from home, and we've seen widespread growth in telesales strategies rather than our traditional face-to-face sales.
As far as supporting the network's concerned, we focused on three key areas. Firstly, cash, the collection of cash and staying close to our customers. Secondly, we had a focus on retention. We wanted to retain all existing customers within our network. And thirdly, as a result of COVID-19, there are actually a lot of opportunities unearthed within the logistics sector in general. So we developed a considered sales approach for our franchisees to adopt to allow them to grow their business during this time as well. Essentially, we break our network from a shipping perspective into three core areas: international shipments, domestic shipments, and e-commerce shipments. And while international shipments were down as a result of those supply side issues I mentioned before, domestic shipments and e-commerce shipments were up significantly. In the case of e-commerce shipments, they were up almost 30%. So overall, across our entire network, our shipment volumes are up and they're the highest they've ever been.
So during the months of lockdown, our franchisees' performance varied from maintaining their current customers through to really seeing exceptional growth. The one thing about owning an InXpress franchise is it pays dividends on your activity. Our franchisees that had increased activity hitting the telephones really saw an increase in their revenue. So growth comes from those that are prepared to do the activity. We really saw that, and it is a really great opportunity to drive a business forward. We are very, very fortunate in this industry.
We even had a new franchisee start in the same week that the lockdown was put into full force, and he's been growing and onboarding new clients successfully.
So when we're looking to assess capacity, we look at two key areas. Firstly, the number of small businesses, and in Australia alone, there are 2.3 million registered small businesses. Now, 98% of all businesses in Australia are small businesses. So we think there alone is a significant opportunity, and we're not capitalising at all on that opportunity at present. Secondly, we look at industry stats and we look at the express freight industry. Now that's growing at compound annual growth rates out to 2025 of coming on 10%. And more importantly, the e-commerce growth driven by the recent online shift in trade is approaching 25% per annum. So they're very strong industry level indicators and very strong business level indicators. We've been really fortunate in InXpress that we're considered an essential service. Also fortunate in the fact that we've chosen to partner with such strong carriers who own their own freighter networks.
We offer all the initial training required to be successful in the InXpress business. This matched with the individual drive and ambition of candidates and the ongoing support from our Brisbane-based support centre provides the platform in which to succeed and grow. It is our proven business model developed over 20 years that gives candidates the confidence to see the InXpress franchise as a valued proposition, COVID and beyond.
Thanks for listening to the InXpress opportunity today. If you think it's for you, get in contact with us, make time and we'll have a chat.